Hey, what's up, everybody? So it's October, and I thought I'd do some spooky games that you could play during the month of October. Some retro spooky games, put it more in perspective. So these are some games you could pick up and play if you want to get into the horror, get into the whole Halloween theme. So let's start with some spooky games you could play, some Halloween titles. For the original Xbox, we have two titles right here. We have Call of Cthulhu and Cold Fear. Now, Call of Cthulhu was actually a very spooky and scary game. It was made by Bethesda. They actually made a remake for this. It's actually on the Xbox Series 8, the remake, but the original I heard is really, really good. Cold Fear, I don't know if they re-released this game, but this game is awesome. This game was pretty much, it's the same thing as, picture Resident Evil 4, but not really with zombies per se. The ship mechanic, because pretty much this whole thing takes place on the ship. It was awesome. The water mechanics, this game is definitely ahead of its time. Very, very fun gun to play. If you had a chance to play it, definitely pick up Cold Fear. The Xbox version is a little bit cheaper than the PS2 version, and the Xbox version's graphics to me is better than the PS2 version. So it's a win-win if you get it for the original Xbox. And of course, if you want to do horror, nothing is going to beat Doom. This is Doom 3. This game will scare the living hell out of you. This game is very fun, very spooky. This is the original. This is not the BFG edition. I have the BFG edition for the Nintendo Switch. This is the original where you actually can only hold the flashlight or the gun. So this one's a little more scarier than the BFG edition. Definitely a good game to play. You want to play in October to get in the whole Halloween feel, get kind of spooked out. This is definitely a good title to pick up. Another titles for the PS2, we have Ghost Hunter and The Suffering. Now, a lot of people know about The Suffering. This is kind of a mainstream game. People knew about it. Definitely spooky. Everybody knows pretty much the mechanics of it. This game is not bad. Ghost Hunter fell off a lot of people's radar. This game is actually awesome, very spooky. Obviously, you hunt ghosts. It's almost like a more adult-rated Ghostbuster game. Is the way I can really put it. Definitely a good game, very fun. It has spooky elements to it. Definitely a good game to look into if you want to get to the Halloween field. These are definitely two good games to play. Alright, I hold three games in my head right now. Blood and Rain 2, Soul Reaver 2, and Evil Dead Regeneration. The latter two, they're not really spooky. They're more hack and slash, but deals with the whole Halloween theme, vampires, stuff like that. These are good games you just want to play, no hack and slash. But Evil Dead Regeneration, if you love the Evil Dead franchise and a big Bruce Campbell fan like myself, this is definitely a fun game to pick up, and definitely has spooky elements to it. Has a little cube to it. This is definitely a great game to play for October. Now, we go for the N64. This is obviously two choices to play. We have Resident Evil 2 and Doom 64. Resident Evil 2 was actually amazing that it was able to actually fit the full game and not lose too much, and actually even add content for the Resident Evil 2. So this is definitely a good pickup to play for the N64 if you're able to, if you have N64. And same thing with Doom 64. It's a Doom game. It's actually a really good game. Both of these games will definitely get you into the whole Halloween October spirit. Now we move over to the PS3. These two games definitely will do it. Condemned Bloodshot 2 and Siren Blood Curse. Condemned Bloodshot 2, if you played the first Condemned, great game. Spooky, people pop out, limited ammo. And Siren's Blood Curse, the story's pretty good. I like how they did everything. These games would definitely get you spooked out. And for the Dreamcast, we have Carrier, which almost is like Cold Fear, but just a little bit the previous generation, tank controls, almost like Resident Evil 1, pretty much, but I think it's on the boat as well. And Alone in the Dark. Now, Alone in the Dark, this game was actually awesome. They actually did the audio really, really good. So, like, the audio will scare you out alone before you even, like, for the visuals. This is definitely a great game to pick up and play if you want to be spooked out. Definitely. And last but not least, Deathmark. This is a novel style game. This game is freaking awesome. This game is definitely, definitely, of all games to play in October, this is definitely one you should ever check out. Not really action packed, but very suspenseful. A lot of jump scares. It's a novel style game. I'm looking forward to part 2, Deathmark. If you have a chance, I believe this game was released for the Nintendo Switch and for the PS4. Definitely picked up this game if you get a chance to play it. If you want to be spooked out, Deathmark is definitely a good game. And yeah, that's some horror games you can play for October. If you have any other horror games you suggest I should try to play, just let me know in the comments. Later.